welcome to your January 2017 general forecast with moi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big happy new year to everybody. It's 2017. When you add that all together, it's a number 1 year. So it's time to get some things started. So before we get started on your horoscope, I just wanted to remind you that this is very general for all of the signs that were born under a certain sign, whether by the sun, the moon, or your rising sign. And if you don't know what your rising sign or your moon sign are, then there's a link that I have below to where you can go to a website and find all of that information out. Especially if you have your birth time, then you can know what your rising sign is. But definitely check out your horoscope for all three every single month. The rising sign will be the most accurate, then the sun, then the moon. So check them out. And don't forget, if you would like a personal forecast that is just for you, boo-boo, under your birth time, your birth date, your place of birth, all that stuff, just exactly catered to you, go to my website, which is indigomoonastrology.com, and we can get a reading scheduled, all right? So now on to your general January forecast. Hey, what's up, Cancer? So once again, here's my board where I'm going to show you guys the planetary activity, aka your horoscope, for January 2017. Happy New Year. So first we're going to start out with the sun. The sun continues to be in the sign of Capricorn, where it's been since the end of December. And wherever the sun travels and transits, it illuminates that area of life for you, brings more things to light and more things to your attention, whether they are positive or negative. You just got to take a bit closer look at it. So for you guys, Capricorn is relationships. So there's been a big focus on that during Capricorn season for my Cancer people. So you can be looking for a relationship if you're not in one. You can be focusing on what needs to be changed, what needs to be done better in your relationship if you already have an existing one, or just really craving more one-on-one time with somebody, with your boo thing, you know, getting all snuggly and cuddly and cozy and whatnot. Now, the sun will come in a conjunction with Pluto on the 7th. And Pluto is the energy of transformation, very deep transformation. On a negative side, it can bring paranoia, jealousy, and all those things within a relationship. So some of my Cancers could be feeling, you know, at the beginning, at the first couple weeks of January, feeling a little bit more like maybe suspicious of your partner, maybe wanting to look at their phone, always ask what they're doing, see where they're going. You may not always believe them. You need more proof of what they're doing, you know, if they're telling the truth. Or you may be attracting that to yourself in relationships. Where is that? Oh yeah, over here. So I would be a little bit careful with this Sun and Pluto conjunction in your relationship house. Try not to be too paranoid. Try not to be too jealous and possessive. Oh, hell no. Who is that bee? Like, who is she? Yeah, you can attract that to you or give it off in relationships. But this can also be a time of transforming your relationships in a positive way. You know, coming together to go to the next level in your relationship, whatever that next level is for you guys. So that's the sun. Now, on the 3rd, we have Venus, the planet of relationships, one-on-one with other people, the 5 senses, enjoying the life in the physical world, what you like to do in your free time. Venus is going into the sign of Pisces, a fellow water sign to Cancer. And for you guys, this is your 9th house. So this is a very good energy for you guys. Whenever planets move into a fellow element sign, like a water sign like you guys, it gives you a little bit more of a boost of energy in some sort of way. So with this Venus energy there, it's making a positive aspect to Cancer. You guys can be feeling a little bit more of, if you're, you know, a feminine being, a little bit more feminine and beautiful, you know, attractive. Even if you're a more masculine being, it can bring more attractiveness, feelings of attraction to yourself. And being in the 9th house, this is a house of like optimism, really enjoying life to the fullest, not really worrying about tomorrow, just going out and doing what makes you feel good and what you enjoy, what makes you happy. It's also seeing the world from a broader perspective, a bigger picture, which can mean also travel. So some of my Cancers can actually feel like getting out of their shell, getting out of their comfortable homes and cozy jammies in their beds and getting out there in the world, going out and traveling, going out and at least traveling throughout your city, seeing different sites within your city. If there's like any monumental sites, or Cancers love food, so restaurants. Hey, good time to go out to a different restaurant, especially with a partner or some friends or whoever, or even by yourself, and just enjoy something different for once. Now, Venus will come in a conjunction with the South Node on the 7th of January. And the South Node, it represents past lives, past karma. Karmic relationships can be Venus and the South Node together. So this can be a theme that comes to light for you in different ways. I mean, it can mean, the yearning for a past love, a past relationship. Can mean, a past relationship coming back to you, past karma from relationships coming back. Whether that's good or bad, that's really up to you and your life, Cancer. Like, what have you done in relationships in the past, So some things just from the past can come up for all of us as a collective when it comes to relationships with this transit. So this is something that I would be mindful of. This is around the 7th. Or you can meet someone that you feel so karmically attracted to. Like, oh my gosh, I swear we're soulmates. I met you in a past life. But you need to be very careful with those feelings, because they can be deceitful in some sort of way. Just being honest, because this is the energy of Pisces. Pisces energy rules on a negative side. The dark side of it is deceit and not seeing people clearly for who they really are. So Cancers, you guys are generally very nice, sweet, loving people. Try not to get swindled, especially when it comes to love, around the first couple weeks of January, because also Venus will be in a conjunction with Neptune during, oh my gosh, I broke Neptune. I'll fix Neptune later. But anyway, Venus and Neptune together. Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces, gives Pisces its qualities, and including the darker ones, which can be deception, putting a fog over the truth, not really seeing things for what they really are, or people for who they really are. So around the 12th, that conjunction happens. But I mean, it can be like the week before, the week after, that the build up, and then the exact conjunction, and then the descending energy of that conjunction happens. So just pretty much in January, be very careful when it comes to love, Cancer. Don't give yourself away too much. Don't be deceived by other people. But this is a time of great compassion, though. Great compassion, great time to be in touch and in tune with anything. I'm sorry, I'm fixing this on camera. Anything artistic and creative, music, going near water. You're a water sign, so you can enjoy traveling near water, especially with, partnered up with someone that you care about. That can be a really great time for you guys. So Venus will also come in a conjunction with Chiron towards the end of the month. Chiron, it's the asteroid that is nicknamed the Wounded Healer. It rules where we have been pained in life, and we can in return heal from it and heal other people. Or it can be always like a recurring theme of, where you may have some troubles and pains in life. So when Venus comes in that conjunction, it can be a great time to heal from the past if it came up earlier in the month. A great time to help another person, to heal from something, somewhere. In Cancers, you're already great natural healers of other people, very caring and nurturing. So some themes of that may come out in the end of the month, so just be aware of that. It's not necessarily always, oh my gosh, pain in relationships, I'm gonna suffer, we're gonna break up. I mean, on the negative side, yeah, some of that stuff can come up, being honest, but that's not always what it means. It can mean healing and moving on and helping other people to do so as well. So that's Venus this month. Now we are going to also have Mercury still retrograde this month. And Mercury, it's the planet that rules communication and how you type and text and how you talk to people. And it's also traveling short distances and your thinking processes. So when it goes retrograde, it's going back, and it's going back over things. It can make things a little bit disorganized and can make you forgetful and things like that. But Mercury is in your opposite sign of Capricorn retrograde, where it's been retrograde the whole month of December 2016, okay? Going back over relationships, that can mean for some of you Cancers, old flames trying to come back. This is really something Cancers are dealing with right now. Old flames coming back, or trying to come back, or maybe even coming back in memory. Or maybe, I've noticed there's a Cancer that I know that They're like the typical Cancer that likes to hide in their shell. They don't really care about social media very much. But then when Mercury retrograde hit, it's like, all of a sudden I want to go and activate my Facebook again and see what everybody's up to. You know, it can be just stuff like that. But Mercury will go back into the sign of Sagittarius on the 4th of January. For you guys, this is your 6th house. And Mercury was in the same spot at the end of November 2016. The 6th house rules health. It rules the routines that you have to take care of yourself, take care of your immediate environment. It also rules work. Okay, so it can be that maybe some Cancers had an opportunity to advance in work, and maybe that opportunity was missed. Well, maybe with this retrograde, it comes back and you have another chance to go after that opportunity. I've seen that actually playing out with a Cancer that I know. It can mean, an old bad habit comes back, because the 6th house is a house of habits. That can mean positive or negative ones. So maybe tempted to go back to an old habit, especially with Venus in the South Node too this month. So just be very careful with that. But it can be also just reflecting back on your health and like how you can make it better, what you can do to, just be in better health, be in better shape, take better care of yourself. And also with your job, going back over your duties and making things more efficient. This is going to be in this area of life for you for about 8 days. So on the 12th, it moves back into Capricorn, but this time it's moving forward. Okay, Mercury moves forward, goes direct on the 8th of January, but for 2 weeks after that, it'll be in its shadow period where it's trying to get back into the groove of things. So even for that 2 weeks after the 8th, things may still be a little shaky, okay? But Mercury will be direct, so you can start making some better decisions that maybe be a little bit more fruitful this time when it comes to this area of life for you, which is your relationships. So that is Mercury this month. Now, on the 12th, we also have a full moon in your sign. This is super duper important. Now, every moon transit is important to Cancer. You guys are affected like 10 times more than everyone else because the moon is your ruling luminary. So it gives Cancer its nurturing and sensitive and emotional qualities. So a full moon happens when Father's Sun is opposing you, Mama Moon, okay? And there's a breaking point that happens because there's so much tension that something has to be done to change something. So for you guys, the moon is here in your sign, in your first house, the self, the body, the life path. It's just you, your life in general. And then the sun is here opposing you, opposing the moon in the 7th house of other people. That is relationships, like intimate, romantic relationships, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But it's also just other people in general. Okay, so there may be a decision made where you come to a breaking point of something that here you are, of something that you wanted to do in your life to change yourself for the better, and maybe other people are opposed to it, but you just decide, you know what, I don't care, like, I'm going to stop being such a people pleaser and just do for myself for once. Or it can be that you decide to finally make things right in a relationship, make things permanent, come to a decision to, like I said, step things up to the next level. This full moon can activate that even more. Or it can also mean letting go of a relationship that's no longer, it's just you've outgrown it. Like, it doesn't serve you anymore. I don't really like to say serve you very much, but it's just not something that's going to help you to better your life, okay? This person may be toxic or whatever. This can be a time near the 12th on the full moon where you just let them go. So on the 19th, the sun moves into Aquarius. For you guys, that's your 8th house. The 8th house, it rules the joint finances you share with another person. That can mean you're married, you're in a relationship, you're living together, and you share your finances. It can also mean you're divorced and you have to split property, like alimony, or you have to split custody with the kids, child support. It can also mean inheritances, taxes, insurance, money from the government, Social Security, and so on and so forth. So there can be a little bit more of a focus on that beginning on the 19th. Now, also the 8th house, when it comes to relationships, that's very intimate relationships where you get to know somebody on a soul level, okay? It's not surface level. Oh, hey, hi, how you doing? Oh, you're cute. I like how you dress. You're so nice. No, this is like unveiling the soul of another person. Okay, so that is the sun in the 8th house. That can be a focus for you. Now, just warning you, because I'm always completely honest about stuff. I don't always just like sugarcoat and say, hey, everything is awesome. I'm just letting you know, Cancers, and don't get worried because you guys are such worry warts at times. But this is kind of a little bit of like a darker energy where your demeanor may become a little bit more reserved, and you may be lost in a lot more deep thoughts. And this can be deep thoughts about like traumatic experiences or the past, or just darker things. Okay, like you may not be as happy-go-lucky when this shift happens. And Aquarius energy is very like serious energy anyway, so you may become a little bit more serious during that time, like your demeanor may be. And Mercury is in serious Capricorn, so but Venus here, just tap into this Venus energy. Get out and enjoy yourself. If you start to feel too dark and down and like reclusive, remember, Venus is here asking you to, hey, live it up, party a little bit, get out a little bit, explore and enjoy life a little bit more. On the 27th, we have a full moon in the sign of Aquarius. Or I'm sorry, we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius. That's when the moon and the sun come together in the same sign and they birth a new beginning. So for you guys, this is your 8th house that we just spoke about. So maybe you guys can begin a new level of intimacy within a relationship. You can let go of a toxic relationship. You can have to maybe let go of a source of income that was other than, the income that you make at a job. Like maybe you finally land a good job and you have to let go of, Social Security or government assistance. It can mean letting go of an attitude of everyone has to take care of me and provide for me, and, letting go of that. It can also mean, and just a new beginning within an intimate partnership as well. So that is the new moon. I don't see any like crazy aspects that are challenging like there was with the full moon. The full moon actually had a nice aspect to Mars, and Mars is in your 9th house. But it also had challenging aspects to Jupiter, to Uranus, and to Pluto. And those are the big game changer outer planets. So that full moon is really going to be a big game changer for you when it comes to relationships and yourself. The new moon, it can bring a new beginning, but I see it just as being new beginnings and nothing more than that. Now, Mars has been in the sign of Pisces the whole month. And Mars in Pisces, Mars in your 9th house. The 9th house, like I said, it's like, this is a fellow water energy. So Mars is like physical drive, physical action and energy. So you could have been energized this whole month a little bit more to get out and do some active things, or just take more initiative towards goals and stuff like that, because the 9th house rules goals and also rules travel. So like I said, more energy to get out there and travel and explore the world a little bit more. So that's Mars up until the 28th. Then on the 28th, Mars moves from Pisces to Aries. Now for you guys, Aries, this is your 10th house of career. This is how you're seen out in the world. So a few things can happen here, and I will probably go over it in more detail once we get to February, because it'll be there more the majority of the month in February. But Mars moving into your 10th house of career, definitely go after those career goals. Energy that was here in the 9th house could have also helped you to pursue your higher education or some sort of training or certifications a little bit more. So that way, when Mars moves here into your career house, you can pursue your career goals, serious career goals a little bit more. This is also authority, okay? Either your place in the world as in a position of authority, or other people's positions of authority. So you may feel like challenging. Mars is challenging, okay, authority. So be careful, driving and stuff. Don't get too crazy if you get pulled over by the police or anything. Your bosses may challenge you a little bit more to work harder, or they may pick at you about petty stuff to where you just are aggravated by them. Just being completely honest, Cancer. But Mars in the 10th, great time for going after those career goals to make your life a lot better. So that was it, Cancer, for January on my board. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have an awesome month.